As always, we hear this section of the Sermon on the Mount from Matthew's Gospel that invites us to prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And if you recall last year, I can summarize those practices in 6 words. Pray more, give more, eat less. Very simple. Pray more, give more, eat less. It's a wonderful pattern for transformation. We might think that today's gospel is a bit of a contradiction when we mark our foreheads with ashes. Well, we do so as a sign of our mortality, but also as a sign of our solidarity with one another. We don't do it to win the praise of others, but we do it to unite ourselves with others, and eventually we'll wash our faith. The ashes will face and the ashes will wear off, but hopefully the disposition of our heart will remain, and the unity that we share will remain. It's a great season of giving in so many ways, of giving to our brothers and sisters, and near the end of Lent, the Catholic Charities Appeal comes into full swing. Prayer, we all can pray more. And it's good that we are reminded, that the gospel reminds us that these things, the majority of time, they are done in secret. And it's very consoling for me to know that the only time you pray is not only when you come to church, but we're praying all the time for one another. And the only time that we're not only giving when we can be seen to be giving, we're giving in secret all the time. And that's a great blessing. And we ought to find great strength and confidence in that, for we're doing the Lord's will. Fasting, fasting and monitoring our diet and our intake is something that's pretty popular today, and it's good that we're more attentive to it. So that oughtn't to be a heavy lift for us, except that we are all prone to overeating. And it's good that we find solidarity with those in the world who have to struggle each day for a meal. And as we mark our foreheads with ashes, may it bring within our hearts the deep repentance for which God always looks for in his believing people, that we might exercise the freedom, the gift of freedom that he has given us, conscious of the gratitude we owe him for the grace that he gives us, the grace of our very lives, and always illumined by the light of faith. Freedom exercised without gratitude or without the light of faith, walking in darkness, is a freedom exercise that gets us into trouble. We want to exercise our freedom, our choices, our desire to do God's will, generously aware and graciously aware of God's grace and illumined by the light of faith. So may we as a people march forward into the season of Lent to prepare for the great feast of Easter, and part of our discipline of praying more, giving more, and eating less, may it transform our very hearts.